Hello, welcome everybody. My last video, I'm not exactly sure what happened and what occurred with the sound. Hopefully I've been able to get that fixed, and it wasn't on purpose. I want to talk about a few things going on with Diddy, who's been in the news lately. I'm going to drop a few truth bombs that I haven't seen on any other channels, and my research has shown me. Number one, Cassie's lawsuit was filed November 16th, 2023. 8:26 a.m. November 17th, 2023, it was settled. Why before 8 a.m.? Before 9 a.m. Because at 9 a.m. New York time, the following day on the 17th, the law took effect preventing NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, being a requirement of settlement of civil suits, actually making them illegal. On the screen, you will see some Google screenshots displaying and going over that fact. Next, point of interest. Before I get to the Homeland Security raids, number one, what is this case in 1995 that FBI agent Mark J. Parody wrote a Title 40 affidavit for? I do have what a 40 affidavit means. It means that somebody didn't appear in court as necessary. They're remanding it to another court. It says at the bottom, within, I think it was 30 days, that it was dismissed. Allegations have been made that this case, which is sealed, you can only get docket notes. It doesn't say what the charges were against Mr. Combs. It won't let you into it. Sealed case. But in 1995, federal authorities were already looking into you, and a Title 40 affidavit was filed by an FBI agent. And then, 30 days later, it was a dismissal. I have question marks. Allegedly, allegations are that somebody gave up information. Why is that important? I would be worried today. Information might be given up again, or might have been being gotten all this time for federal agents. In my opinion, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, all things here. My other question is, where is Jonathan Oddy? ODDI. In 2018, he was arrested. You'll see information about that on your screen, for shooting up one of Trump's resorts. Why is that important? Well, he was taken into FBI custody. He gave an interview. During that interview, his allegations aligned directly with Cassie's allegations in her lawsuit. Cassie's lawsuit was in 2023. That was in 2018. Mr. Oddy's been held in FBI custody since then. There was also a TikTok that came out alleging that Mr. Oddy passed away approximately a month ago due to the fact he was supposed to be in court in January and his attorney appeared. According to the information, and you should see that on your screen as well, that I've obtained, record search, he's scheduled to be in court again on, I believe it's April the 19th. Information I've been able to gather on a local and state level is that if someone was deceased, when their next court date is, an attorney, family member, someone in the court, etc., will produce a death certificate, and then it will be a dead docket case, which means it's not settled one way or the other, because if other individuals are involved, the information in that case may need to be brought up at another time. Mr. Oddy gave some interesting information on others that Cassie did not give. He worked for a company called Dancing Bear Escorts Online out of Miami. And it said he had 15 different occasions that he had contact with Mr. Combs and Cassie. Allegations that have been made by, I believe it's 3 other females, one of which is a minor, and I'll explain how that works, and one is a male, have all included, from Cassie's lawsuit, Mr. Audie's interrogation in 2018, Cassie's lawsuit in 2023, and all the subsequent lawsuits since. There are running themes, along with Gene Deal's interviews, Mark Curry's interviews. What are those running themes? D-Rug being given to people without their knowledge or express consent, and alcohol generally. All those forcible, SE, SA, all the, when you lay all of the civil suits on top of one another, and then Mr. Audie's interrogation on with that, there are running themes. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a damn duck in my opinion. Just saying. That aside, allegedly, there's been a long-term investigation in the GA, that be Georgia area, about an escort service that is in one of the children's names. I'm not going to put that out there because I haven't been able to verify that through the LLC or corporate. But allegedly, that's being investigated. Now, solely in my opinion, I'm going to state this fact. I believe that interrogation in 2018 kicked off a federal investigation. I also believe that the retirement of Special Agent that wrote the Affidavit 40, and possibly another agent in D.C., may be the precursor of why things are coming out into the public forefront. If, in my opinion, let's say you have a stone wall or a dam holding back the water. When that dam is removed, the water's going to flow. When accusations are made and proof can be obtained, that's when Homeland Security investigations come in. They're the people that took down El Chapo, that took down R. Kelly, that most of the major cases that we've heard about in the past 15 years, or since the establishment of Homeland Security investigations, have been at the forefront. Generally, SE trafficking and human, and I know that's not the correct pronunciation, traffic, are what they investigate. But upon further investigation and inquiry, it seems to be more about multiple state lines, and especially leaving the U.S. borders. Which would also explain why the private jet records are being subpoenaed. You want to know who was on that jet when it went out of the country. Oh, and amazingly enough, after the raid, the bank comes out saying that there's $140 million worth of mortgages with the balloon payment due to one Tommy Mottola very soon, whom the one Florida property was purchased from, and I believe Gloria Estefan and her husband was who the other Florida property was acquired from. But if my very good attorney and myself expected that sometime in the near future I may or may not be facing criminal charges and prove that I'm not a flight risk would become necessary, what better way to do that than to appear as being broke and owing the bank as much as, if not more, than what my current properties are worth? I'm just saying, my thoughts and opinions only. What is the 1995 court case? Where is Jonathan Oddie? And as a survivor myself, I have to say, I wish people would stop downing Cassie and start thanking her. Because her unwillingness to settle and to want this made public by getting it on the record at the courthouse are what gave hope and strength to other survivors and stopped future victims. I don't think we have a right to judge, because unless you've been there, you wouldn't understand that control that can be exerted over you. If you see somebody saying and doing and acting in certain ways and catching no repercussions, people standing around watching and not doing anything to stop or to assist you in something they know is wrong happening, including those in power and behind a badge, how would you think that you have any recourse? Let's not forget that in her complaint, Cassie alleged in the complaint that he threatened to blow up Kid Cootie's car, and Kid Cootie came out and stated it was all factual, and that in or around the time that was threatened, his car actually blew up in his driveway. Rodney Jones alleged that the Brandon boy was a D-Rug mule. And when they were detained and searched at the airport in Miami at the same time that the concurrent raids of the homes were going on, he was arrested for D-Rug possession. Ain't that what a mule does? I'm just saying. Questions, my thoughts, my opinions. Allegedly, according to Fox 8 News, that was doing an interview with the hip-hop cop, their sources have told them that multiple pew-pews were found along with videotapes. Some people are alleging the raids were to make things disappear. Others are with it that it was just his time, I guess. Personally, in my opinion, I've seen time and time again CIs or confidential informants or straight up informants get used until they're not useful anymore. And then what they did or were doing that they thought they were above the law, they find out all they did was tick time away until they faced that charge. So in 95, when Mr. Parody wrote that Title 40 affidavit for you, Mr. Combs, what was that case about that was sealed? And why was an FBI agent, special agent, writing a Title 40 for you? What happened in that 30 days that sealed case was dismissed? And why, in my opinion, allegedly, does Mr. Audie's interrogation, Cassie's lawsuit, Little Rod's lawsuit, and the other 3 lawsuits have so many intertwining and similar allegations? Patterns matter, in my opinion. And last, but certainly not least, are you going to talk? And should people around you be scared? Boy, if I was around you, I'd be scared right now. And, well, we'll save the doctors that seem to pass away and disappear, and others for the next installment. Tell me in the comment section below what you guys think. Anybody that's familiar with the Title 40 and a special agent of the FBI writing it, and why a case would have been sealed, let me know. It's all posted in this video, by the way. Just pause and blow it up. Screenshot. Share this. Subscribe, like, please, all free. Get it out in the algorithm. Check your subscriptions, by the way, on your channels. YouTube, in the last 2 months, has unsubscribed me from almost all of my subscription channels. So check that out. Peace, love, and light. Talk to me in the comments. Give me your thoughts tonight.